The life lesson I chose from reading Shakespeare was change. It was a common theme when reading Shakespeare's books to see characters with certain mindsets change throughout the play and complete a character arc. This was the entire purpose and theme of one play, The Taming of the Shrew. The goals of the characters in this play was to tame the character Kate and change who she was as a person. This wasn't the only character who went through some sort of change, as almost every character in Shakespeare's plays come out different in the end of each play. This directly relates to our own lives, as every experience and journey we encounter grows us as people. Social roles also play into who we are as people. When we enter high school or college, we are looking to be accepted, and so we adapt to the norms of where we are. For example, if somebody goes to a college where everyone watches football games, it is likely that person will join in on that culture and also watch those football games. For me, this happened at Boise State. Before coming here, I didn't realize how big of a football school this was. I soon realized that not only Boise State was into the football, but also Boise and Idaho as well. I soon joined in on this culture by going to all the football games, learning all the chants, learning the player names, and wearing the colors. I soon was talking to friends here about it and was deeply invested, and had adapted to the cultural norm at Boise State of being into the football. The environment we surround ourselves with can also affect who we are. For example, a study by Craig Anderson, Leonard Berkowitz, Edward Donnerstein, Rawell Huseman, James Johnson, Daniel Linz, Neil Malamuth, and Elena Wartella tried to correlate media intake at a young age to violence. Their study did indeed find that young children that intake a great amount of TV violence will be more violent in late childhood and young adulthood. This is important to look at, as everyone is deeply involved in media intake. If it's from our phones, television, or the news, can all be changed by what we watch. This shows that a standard daily routine can have a great effect on who we are. Another study by Leo Jeffries, David Atkin, Juan Lee, and Kimberly Nurendorf found that the news media can influence people's beliefs to believe ethnic and gender stereotypes. People who watch the news often may be led to believe these stereotypes, and a frame of mind is shifted without even realizing it. Another environmental factor that can change us is the people we surround ourselves with. In the play Julius Caesar, Brutus was a loyal friend of Caesar but ended up murdering him. To do this, Brutus had to be greatly influenced by another Roman, Cassius. If not for Cassius, it didn't seem likely that Brutus would have killed Caesar, as he and Caesar seemed quite close. As humans, we are constantly searching for the affirmation and support of others. We can easily be influenced by what others believe, and we change who we are as people for this affirmation that we desire. Changing who we are as people isn't unusual, it's a way of life. This is how we mature and adapt. We see this when students go from high school to college. People also change from media intake. Watching the news or television can shift our beliefs on certain topics without us even realizing. The people we surround ourselves by can also be a force for change in our lives. Changing is a natural part of life, but we must be aware of if this change will have a positive effect, a positive influence on our lives, or a negative one.